characters that are complete losers too. Now, judging by the first frame of this video, don't know why it's buffering if it's paused. Not sure how that works. Yeah. Bear from Obsession. I hate the fact that I watched that movie. I hate horror films. I got dragged along. I was at the pub having a chill move with my mate. Two of my other mates that I didn't know were coming out came out. They sat in the thing. They went, "Oh, we're going to watch Obsession later. You want to come?" I said, "Nah, I'll go back, but enjoy your session." Then my mate that I was originally with said, "Nah, bun the pub. Let's go watch it." So I ended up watching potentially one of the scariest films I've ever watched, and it was horrible. And I got back, and I keep dragging the story in every video. I probably explain it every video. I got back at about 12:30 p.m. from the cinema, so it was already a late night one. And I didn't fall asleep till about 5 a.m. when it started to get light outside, because I was too scared to go to sleep, because I was going to have nightmares about Nikki. Don't get me wrong, she's absolutely in. Indy, if you want to ever hit me up, we could play Outlast together, or whatever games you play in the stream, but not if you're doing some weird freaky Nikki shit, alright? Anyway, let's get into the video.
Characters that are complete losers. Part
What the fuck? Okay.
2. Let's get it. And from the jump, we gotta talk about one of the most popular characters of the year alongside the best movie up to this point. A while back, I went to the
best movie up to this point? Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day. I understand it was the best horror film of the year. I just can't. I can appreciate that it was an amazing horror film. I just can't put a horror film above other films. It's just not an enjoyable experience. You're a fucking psycho. I'll probably never be able to get a girlfriend because for some reason they like watching horror films because they can like cuddle up to you and they make you feel safe. Best believe if you try and watch a horror film with me, I ain't making you feel safe. I'm making you feel like your life is in danger. Not because of me. Because of I can't do it, bro. I'll just be single forever, it's fine. But I won't have to watch horror films, so it's calm.
Let's see Obsession to see what all the hype was about. And I genuinely have nothing bad to say about the movie. Growing up, heck, even now, I wasn't the biggest fan of the horror genre. Back then, I'll admit, I was just a put-out boy. But as I matured, it just stuck with me that most of the movies within this circle are mad predictable, or just not scary or interesting in the slightest.
Yeah, but why do you want to be scared? It's not a nice feeling to be scared. I would rather... I went and did a like horror escape maze thing with my boys when we were in Prague, and that shit was scary and I was screaming like a bitch the whole time, but I could appreciate the fun in it. Sitting down and just watching a scary thing, there's no involvement, there's no funny aspect. It's just horrible.
With Sinners last year and Obsession this year, the curse has been broke for me. This movie was
Sinners a horror film. I didn't realise. I know it has like vampires. I've never watched Sinners. I probably should.
A 10 out of 10. Carrie Barker snap. But what I and most others can't get out of our minds with this movie is just how much of a loser the main character is. Bear. When we first meet...
Oh yeah. He had so many opportunities to just be like, nah, you know what? I'll ditch this. I'll do this. I've got another one wish willow. I'll wish for something else. Even just at the start when the girl liked him and then you just... Thinking about this movie stresses me out.
Bear. He trying to get some rest tips from his homie Ian, since he has a crush on their childhood friend and coworker, Nikki. And to be fair, Nikki's a baddie. I don't know if I'd be sitting here asking this nigga of all people for tips, but I'd be a little intimidated. But hey man, you know what they say, it's just a leap of faith. The entire start to this movie is just Bear being a slob.
This was the only scene in the whole movie where I didn't feel like I was going to shit myself. Even the scenes in the day where she was like stood like staring back in the blurry background. Oh my god, I hate horror films.
Trying to work with how he should go about trying to bag Nikki. And this dynamic is something that all of us who have to work harder because we... I don't know what you mean, we? Yes, we, or ugly, have gone through. The friend zone. This is dang near canon event for all dudes. Now, as we advance into this analysis, don't get the idea that being in the friend zone is the issue. It's how you handle being in there that determines your character. After the friend group hang at the bar, Nikki is begging Ian to take her...
Wait, I'm confused. He doesn't get friend-zoned. He just messes up and then she gives him another shot and then he's just a bitch and he just...
her home and he telling her, hell no. But of course, seeing this as another opportunity to get on that timing, Bear volunteers to take her home. Ian like, yeah, get your girl home safe. And Nikki immediately shuts that BS down. In the car ride home, they're talking about how Nikki put her 2 weeks into her job. She explaining she's doing it because she'd rather be a writer and she's not happy with how her life is currently going at the moment. And then tells Bear that he's the only person she's able to be this transparent with. Nice little heartfelt moment.
Green, bro. It should have been green at that point. I know we're all bad at taking signals. But come on, bro. I was hoping I just got a different version of the movie when we were in the cinema, and it was all just going to be a happy ending. And I'd have preferred to go watch a rom-com between Nikki and Bear and actually like be nice. But no, I got the original film, and it was terrifying as fuck, bro. The backwards walk, and when she's just like shitting herself, and like.
Kinda sad, but yeah, Nikki mentions how Sarah's into Bear, but he don't care. He wants Nikki. He has this weird reaction which prompts Nikki to ask him if he likes her instead, saying that if he does, it's best to confess now. But like an idiot.
Oh my god, it would have been so much easier if you just said, bro. What a fucking... Oh, I hate him. The actor's cool. Okay, he does a really good job. It's like watching loads of people, like, I can't think of an example right now. Pretty much loads of like Robert Pattinson's characters. Like Robert Pattinson in The Odyssey. Someone get these beggars out of here. Like, he was unreal, but you do hate him for it.
He denies it, and they go separate ways. As she's walking to her door, she says goodnight, and his response was,
Night, freaky Nikki.
Oh. No, but doesn't he... He's just, like, kind of switched those stories around. He says that, and then she comes back and asks him, does he like him, right?
No. Oh my goodness, Valentine!
No.
Whoa!
Step back, one-legged.
Night,
What
freaky
kind of
Nikki.
shot is that? Have you ever shot that shot? Do you work on that shot?
He really took Ian advice to the max. Brother, you've known her long enough and is fully aware that she does not like that nickname. Why the heck are you listening to what Ian is telling you to do? One thing I never do when I'm on game is take advice. I don't care who it's from. The beauty of hooping is being your own player, my dogs. Draw your own plays. Cross your own opponents. Shoot your own shots. I cannot emphasize this enough. Normalize getting it out the mud by yourself. He in the car stressing and reaches back for her gift, which was the one
Really,
with
nigga?
Willow. Pulls it out and it plays this weirdest story.
Why did he not give it to her? Did he just forget about it or something? I can't remember why he never gave it to her. I take it he just forgot. Should have gave it to her and she would have said, £1 billion. I'd watch that film. And then Nikki just goes on a spending spree. That would have been great.
For that tune. And without any hesitation, he wishes for Nikki to love him more than anything in
Anything in the world. You could have just said, love me. Anything in the world just makes it, like, first of all, that's cringe. That's just, more than anything in the world. I knew a guy that accidentally sent to the boys group chat when we were like 15. He was chatting to a girl, and he accidentally sent a snap to the group chat instead of her, and the caption was like him, full face, like kind of pouting, and he said, "I want to fight the world with you, my love," and then like a load of love heart emojis, and we all just save it in chat, and he got absolutely rinsed. I never lived that down. Bless him. But yeah, and if he would have, it still would have been bad. Obviously, it's pathetic. Just say, "Oh, I wish Nikki didn't change job," or like even or the £1 billion thing, or the $1 billion or whatever. $1 billion. I mean, say $1 billion tax free, no problems with the government, it's straight in the bank account. And I never have any problems with that money or no consequences. Great. There you go, say that and you would have been absolutely fine. But no. What happened to that $1 billion? He asked for $1 billion, didn't he? And it all started falling. But like $1 billion is like a lot. Like we've seen that $1 million prize pool, like Mr. Beast thing. How much? $1 billion must have been like insane, bro. That whole shop must have literally just exploded.
the world and proceeds to snap at her. When he starts his car, Nikki is back outside standing on the porch. She starts bothering the heck.
Oh my god, I can't watch clips from this film. I hate, like...
Got a bear. Like, she's genuinely attached.
Oh my god, it's still freaking me out. I actually might not be able to watch this video. Please tell me he moves on to, like, a different character. Oh my god, he's talking about it this whole time. Fuck, I might not make it through this, bro.
Over him in this moment, which is a complete character shift. So now Nikki's over at
Why is he speeding up the footage as well? Oh my god.
Bear's crib, and as they're about to go to sleep, she starts getting freaky with him. In the middle of this, she gets up, looks at
Oh no, and this bit where she like gets jump scared and she cracks out of it.
Bear in the face and starts to freak the heck out. This is her second time getting hit with this odd amnesia stick in this night alone, where she has no clue what's going on. But they reconcile and just go to sleep. Bear searching whether or not the one wish Willow has any merit of it actually working, but doesn't get a clear answer. In the morning, Nikki makes him breakfast. Nice little gesture. But in the kitchen, Bear's cat, who died at the start of the movie, has a memorial with its body laying on the ground. The new version of Nikki did this thinking it was a nice gesture. Start red flag already. Nobody in their right mind is doing this. Nikki's back at Bear house apologizing for what happened. And Precious is Bear.
Oh, this scene where she's just like blacked out in the thing. I couldn't watch it, bro. I was literally in the cinema. I had my hat on. Where's my hat? I had my hat on like this, and I was just watching the bottom half of the screen. You know what? I'm gonna do it now. All I saw this whole movie was the bottom half of the screen.
Crush on her. They both confess to wanting each other. So we see the start of their romance, and it is the most typical honeymoon phase ever. Constantly hanging out. Things seem to be going well for them. They're out on a dinner date when Ian called. And
I remember seeing this. This was like part of the trailer or like a clip that got released. And I remember watching it and just getting like really freaked out. And I didn't know it was going to be a film that came out. And it was like, oh, that's what everyone's raving about.
tells Bear that Nikki's been lying to him about her dad having cancer, and that being one of the reasons she's been acting this way. Ian explaining how badly Nikki changed, like she's not even the same person and just likes Bear now. And he right. Because right after this call, she's confessing to loving Bear more than life itself. Love bombing of doom and despair, man. What the hell? It could have been longer than a week. The funny part...
I know this has been said a million times, and the movie wouldn't obviously work if he did, like... But bro, at this point, I'll get, like... If someone shows too much interest in me, and I haven't snapped a One Wish Willow, I'm still a bit like, whoa, slow it down. Let's chill out. Let's take it easy. What's going on? Although I might let Nikki off because she's fire.
This scene is that a lot of you niggas do this. Like, a lot of y'all doing this right now. Y'all think it's good. Right? Bear asks about her dad, and Nikki starts tweaking out, bro. This scene gave me the ick. She was hollering and whining in front of the entire restaurant.
Stop. I could have watched this film if it was in Alvin and Chipmunk's voice the whole time.
Once again,
I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm actually not going to sleep tonight. For fuck's sake.
The red flag. I've lost count at this point. And after all these incidents, he takes her back home and proceeds to drop dick.
Oh, that scene was weird. That scene was so weird. After what just happened, and then she like kind of clocks out mid. Oh my god, I've never been more uncomfortable in my life. Well, I probably have, but oh, that was horrible. And those moments where and just like when she's asleep and she's like, "Bear, please kill me." Oh.
So many more weird things happen with Nikki, like standing in the dark corner of the bedroom, taping the house's front door completely shut. She literally pissed herself over him leaving, by the way. Biggest indicator is the lunch scene, where inside of his box, Nikki put
I didn't understand that scene for absolutely ages. And then I clocked, like, I think I clocked after it took me ages to figure out that he was eating cat, basically.
Polaroids inside, with a note saying you on one of them, and then not me on the other. Clear cry for help. I don't know what else it could be. To make matters worse, the lunch she made him turned out to be a cat sandwich. You heard me correct, my guy. Not catfish. That sounds good right now.
Catfish, yams, collard green.
Straight up kitty cat. Not pug either. Kitty, like the animal. So at this point, he's fully aware that this Willow, in fact, did work. Bear calls the number on the...
Oh, he was so aware that the Willow worked way before that. What are we on about?
Back of the Willow box to see if he could alter the wish. But notice...
Oh, and then the scream over the... Oh my god, this... why... I thought... Why am I watching this video? I saw in the thumbnail that Bear was in it. Why have I done this to myself?
That's how I said alter and not cancel. This dude is a complete scumbag. The man on the phone literally asked him if he wanted to cancel, and Bear insisted and emphasized that he still wanted Nikki to love him.
Did he? I did not clock that. What, he couldn't cancel the... He just wanted to change it. I did not. I was probably hid behind, like, way too... Adrenaline was going. I did not realise he didn't even... He got offered to cancel it. I know, and the guy probably would have said, no, you can't, but...
Against her will.
Alright, so you want to cancel?
No, I don't want to cancel. I still want my bid. I still want my bid. But she crazy.
So you want to alter the wish?
Yes.
Nah, we can't do that.
Then why you making sound we can...
Oh... Yeah, maybe that does make sense. What a fuck it. Oh, God.
You can do that.
I just want to touch your character. You a bad guy, nigga. You horrible. You deserve this.
Bro, please, bro. Why are you doing...
Oh my gosh, nigga. Can you hear the words coming out of my mouth? Can you read lips? My nigga. No!
Asks Bear if he wants to talk to Nikki, and Bear's confused. Then puts a woman screaming on the phone, assumed to be the real Nikki herself, probably in this weird void suffering. Oh my god, this nigga! And instead of calling Ian, Sarah, hell, even the police or psych ward, anybody, anybody. He just goes back to living life with this lost version of Nikki. Next scene, they go to Ian's for game night, and things continue to be weird. She's still obsessive, and once the real Nikki is back and active, she freaks
Oh yeah, oh my god.
out, screaming, "It's not me!" Breaks a bottle and starts smashing her skull in at the function. And all Bear does is sit there looking down. He trying to ignore it. He is not
But they're like, what? Bro, he should have drove just straight into a fucking wall. I kind of forgot how much of a dick he was in this film.
only dating and taking up her entire life, but he has had sex with her multiple times.
Oh, that scene. That I'm gonna rewatch it. Oh, it was so uncanny and weird and horrible, and it was the sound. I know.
Entire life, but he has had sex with her multiple times
Oh my god, it's making me feel weird. And now she's
up to this point. This is literally great, and he's fully aware of it. At night, Sarah messages Bear, asking to meet him about something. And before he leaves, Nikki steps out of it once again. This time asking
don't play the clip.
Bear to end her life, saying that the other half is asleep. And this dude, dead for real, responds with,
You are you, Nikki.
completely ignoring the
Bro, I was clocked out this whole film. I did not realize he said that. Oh my god, this guy should have got shot. Why didn't he get his face smashed in the car?
fact that Nikki is in fact not Nikki. And after she begs him once again, he responds with,
What would be so bad? What's so bad about being with me?
and walks out to meet Sarah. So yeah, if you couldn't tell by now, Bear's one of the biggest losers I definitely have come across.
I did not. Yeah, no, this guy needs to get packed in. Bro, it would have been. I'm so glad he died.
When he's out meeting Sarah, it's clear that she still likes him after all this. But Nikki pulls up and completely smushes her face into
Oh,
the
that scene
all
was
because Bear was
horrid.
out here hanging out with her at 2
I
a.m.
knew it was coming though, because it was just set up and it was building. Like, it was kind of one of the more obvious jump scares, but obviously it was still absolutely horrible. And it wasn't really supposed to be a jump scare. It was supposed to make you feel uncomfortable from all the smashing in. But yeah, at that point, I was literally just like this, just listening to the audio. And then I had like a peek once the face was getting smashed, and it was just gross.
Little detour here, but man, Sarah got the worst end of the stick out of the entire cast, bro. She was the only one outside of our victim who didn't do a single thing wrong. They disposed the body, and after that, Bear runs back to the store to buy another willow to try to reverse the wish, but he can't snap it. So he goes to Ian to confess to everything.
Oh my god, and this... Oh, you could have bought multiple One Wish Willows. You could have gone up to multiple people. You could have asked your mum. You could have asked anyone and say, oh, I'll give you 100 quid if you just say like this line, and then they say it and they snap it. And all of this would have been over. You could have just said, I wish things would go back to the way they were before I asked Nikki the wish, and eradicate all of that. Or just anything. Literally anything.
Ian thinks,
This nigga is crazy.
so when he pulls out the willow, he wishes for $1 billion, and the moolah starts rolling in. He had lost for words. I don't like Ian, but I can't hit on him right here. He's a bag chaser, I get it. Nikki's acting crazier and crazier by the minute. Ian pulls up to tell Bear that the money is real,
Oh, and he gets
but gets
packed
a
in.
glimpse of what Bear has been doing with behind the scenes this entire movie. And when that dude walks in, Nikki headshots 223 his dome. No aimbot or anything. She just got it like that. Bear sneaks to the bathroom realizing what he has to do. The man on the phone was right.
I apparently heard that was the original ending, was he was supposed to just die. Yeah, he was just supposed to die that one time, but then like they changed it last minute and he went out and then died in front of Nikki or something like that. And then Nikki wakes up and she like pushes the dead body off and she's like fucking geeking.
Only way to truly end this is for him to end himself. He grabs some pills and starts to commit. But as we've seen with this man this entire movie, he's not committed to anything. At least anything that's right to do. So he starts to try and make him
Why did he also swallow those pills dry? Like, surely there was a cup and you could have drank like the bathroom water. Like, if you're the type of guy that won't drink, I won't drink water out of the tap in the bathroom. Bro, you live in like a first world country. It's not going to kill you.
self puke to not OD. But he hears the sound of another One Wish Willow playing the
Oh, yeah.
tune and snapping. When I first watched this, I had no idea what was going on. But now I see that the possessed Nikki herself used the willow to make Bear love her as much as she did, causing this final interaction to happen the way it did. Fortunately though, Bear did not puke the pills in time, so he's on his way to hell, and right after he dies, Nikki is back to normal and has to deal with the consequences of the entire clan being dead in this dude's Bear
God,
house.
I was so happy when that happened. Well, not, because obviously Nikki she murdered two of her friends. One of them just died, and then she also just went through that whole thing in like Oh,
I cannot stand Bear whatsoever, bro. This man's entire character genuinely pisses me off. Like, all this stuff only happened because he was too afraid to admit his crush to Nikki at the start of the movie. And I'm not gonna get on here and say that Nikki liked him, like how some people think, because we don't truly know that. It was left ambiguous.
I'm sorry if I think if a girl like friend-zones me, or he doesn't even get friend-zoned, he just gets asked a question and then just bottles it. I would have just done the $1 billion thing. I would have just I know I've already said that, but like, bro, get your bag. Or some shit, you fucking dimwit.
Ambiguous for a reason. But to sit up and beg your friend Ian for advice about how to treat and bag a girl is nuts. Especially when said advice is questionable or blatantly wrong. To make matters worse, I didn't mention it earlier because I didn't know where to fit it, but Ian and the real Nikki were cracking on and off for a year. And anytime a guy, let alone a homie, is getting in the middle of you running an ISO play on a woman, or is giving this level of crappy advice, then you should sense that the dude is backdoor as heck. Freaky Nikki, bro.
Is this nigga serious?
Come on, nigga, you's a grown
Oh, so I didn't realize that was the point they were cracking. I didn't know that, bro. Again, I was basically non-verbal, I just didn't exist in that cinema. I blacked out.
ass man. There is no way you thought that was game. Exhibit B, the Sarah dynamic. This entire time, Sarah was into Bear's funky ass. Nikki even told him herself early on, but he was so focused on forcing Nikki to be his girl that he caused Sarah to also be killed. I'm mad as hell about this, bro. Sarah genuinely did nothing wrong the entire movie. The worst thing she did was have a crush on a dude we haven't seen shower not once these entire 2 hours. Now, those first 2 exhibits are easy and clear take.
Why are you asking to see someone shower in a movie? Most movies are set over like multiple weeks, month, whatever. You never see him shower. What?
Ways. This final one is gonna be a mixed bag to some, but in my opinion, if Bear actually shot his shot at Nikki in an ethical manner, it is not crazy to say that she probably would have given him a chance.
Exactly. It's not ridiculous to say that. It's not ridiculous to say that.
Not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
Throughout the start, they had a very solid dynamic, and although it was friendship, if he played his cards right, he could have at least gotten a real date. As said earlier,
And also, she was disappearing in 2 weeks. That's the ultimate shoot your shot. Oh my god. I'm not saying I'm any better. Well, no, I am better. I would not wish. Okay, I'm just gonna end that right there.
she explained how Bear is the only one she can be transparent with. Take it from me, man. I'm always right, I think. Transparency isn't easy. Not only does it take trust, but it also takes a high level of security. So it's clear that in a sense, Bear makes Nikki feel safe. Safer than how Ian does, safer than how Sarah does. She also stated that she wants to move on with her life and she doesn't feel loved. Now, as we can clearly see with the rest of this movie, there's better ways for her to feel loved and appreciated. But I am sure that if Bear was a genuine and stood up individual, that he would have easily had at least Ian beat. To him, Nikki was just a booty call.
I wanna smash.
Instead though, Bear was a pussy and just played his game the same way Ian probably did. And just because you play the same game doesn't mean you'll get the same results. Honestly, looking at everyone I covered in the history of my channel, he probably only second to that guy Griffith, bro. And that even is a debate within itself. All my homies hate Bear. Fuck all that! It's still Griffith too, man. These niggas. No, Brian's a case of loser that never sat.
Okay, we finally moved on. Oh, I was really hoping that was going to be a short segment. But every time an Obsession clip came out, you would have just, if you've watched this video, you would have just seen I was hiding behind. Oh, bro, I can't do horror films. I can't do them. I can't do them. I can't do them. And my whole plan is with this whole streaming thing, even though I'm not streaming right now, but I'm going to eventually play like horror games. And that's going to be even worse, bro. That's, if you think I'm pausing a lot now and yapping a lot, oh my god, the holy port, like, oh.
Right with me. Let me get this straight. Nobody in Family Guy's main cast was ever a good person. But in the beginning, Brian was one of the cooler ones of the family, along with Chris.
Some animals give me boners.
The bunny from Zootopia. Hey.
But over time, Brian Death-Real became not only one of the biggest losers in the show, but one of the biggest when it comes to major adult cartoons. He was literally the voice of reason in earlier seasons, but now he's just a hoe. Keeping it similar to the things of Bear, I'm going to start with his love life, because Brian Griffin is also one of the worst dudes to ever deal with women. For starts, in season 16, Brian...
Season 16. I don't get how people watch that many. Like, people tell me to like, oh, you need to watch The Office, you need to watch Friends, you need to... How are you... What? I know I spend a ridiculous amount of time on YouTube. How are you watching 16 seasons of a show and not getting bored? Like, there were 8 seasons of Dexter. I finished the first 2 seasons, peak. I know season 4 was peak, but I got like halfway through season 3, I just stopped watching. Not because it was bad, it was good, but I don't get it, bro. So, you think I'm going to watch Game of Thrones and Walking Dead? You're off your head. You think I'm going to watch 5 seasons of Breaking Bad? You're off your head.
Peach's coworker named Martha, and he low-key want that. So what do you think he does? He searches her up on Facebook and wanks it to her while on the job. Then when she pulls back up, she caught him dick in hand. So now he's worried that he's gonna lose his job. So in his
funeral pics is wild. She's kind of bad though, but yeah, no, crazy.
His job. So in his brain, the smart thing to do is frame her for being a drug addict and get her arrested. He also cheats on his girlfriends and fiancés multiple times. Plays side nigga.
Holy shit.
Her arrested.
Brian, I was not familiar with your. Ooh. Okay, there's a few hit or misses. I'm liking the diversity. There's not complete diversity, but that's fine.
Says multiple times. Plays side nigga for a woman who has a husband who was a Navy SEAL. And to not get caught, he acted like a normal dog. Which is weird as heck. I know it's a cartoon, but it's just, I don't know, man. At some point, he starts to try and rizz up one of Meg's friends, Patty, who was a high schooler. I don't care if she was 18 and technically legal. Brian is like 40 in dog years. Police! Help! He's backdoor as heck to the entire family as well. Him and Stewie, who was his right-hand guy, decided to do a blood ritual with each other, causing Stewie to wake up with freaking herpes on his lip.
Is there a cure for herpes, or is herpes like AIDS? Like, once you've got it, you're cooked. Oh, bro, that's so peak. I don't wish that upon anyone. Because then you gotta explain, like, every encounter you ever have, you have to explain that you're gonna have it. Obviously, if there's someone that doesn't explain it, and they just give you it, that's crazy, bro. Surely you can get locked up in jail for that. Can you get locked up in jail for that? If you have AIDS and you don't tell someone that you then go and sleep with, surely that's a crime. You've just given someone like a lifelong disease that's going to dramatically alter their life. Surely you can get arrested for that.
And it's not like Brian didn't even know he had it. He was fully aware that he had the herpes and still decided to give this evil gay baby.
Can you get rid of herpes? You cannot get rid of herpes completely because there's no cure. Avoid sexual contact while you have active sores or a tingling feeling. Use condoms, though they do not cover all skin contact areas. So you could literally just get it from like just dapping up a bird. So if they go away, like, you can get away with it and not pass it on. But then that's fucked. Okay, right. Did not know that.
Herpes. He backdoors his own kind, bro. He invested it in a company that was using dogs as an ingredient in their protein shakes. From my memory, the worst backdoor moment is when he tried to make a move on Lois when her and Peter were having a rough patch. Trying to crack your own owner's wife is elite levels of backdoor activity. And this isn't even a one-time
what? This show is cursed. What
thing, bro. He does this over and over and over again. He worse than Quagmire. His beef with him is so bad.
Quagmire jokes with his left hand. Respectable.
Than Quagmire. His beef with him is so bad, bro. Quagmire legitimately hates him, but it's understandable. Because when he became a real estate agent, he sold him some trash ad properties and backdoored him too. And he only became an agent because Quagmire paid for his teeth surgery to give him these big ad buck-tooth curly whites. But worst of all, Brian is a racist. We cannot forget the ride-along tweet incident. Amongst other slick comments he has about me and my black brothers. Brian, man, that's why your writing career is trash.
Ryan, look out! Gotcha, bitch!
Let's go! I'm sick of her ass.
Now, last and definitely not least, Mordecai. I
feel bad because I haven't watched any of these shows, but I'm thoroughly invested.
Really try to avoid.
I never watched any like cartoon. I didn't have any shows. The only shows that I watched growing up was Total Drama Island, Almost Naked Animals, Ben 10, Scooby Doo, and Slug Terror. Like, well, obviously I watched like lots of different shows in between that, but I never watched like your Adventure Times. I never had like CNTV or what was that, Cartoon Network, or like the Disney Channel. I was one of those kids. I had CITV, CBeebies, CBBC. I said that in the wrong order. You watch each one as you get older. And then I used to watch like Sporticus, like Lazy Town. I never used to get any of this Disney shit.
Him when it comes to this subject. Because if there's a person we are familiar with being a complete loser, it's him. I am very sure that we have all seen Regular Show and know just how bad it gets with this dude. But it would be a complete disservice to ignore him for 2 installments straight. So here we are again. Mordecai slander. Mordecai and Bear are quite literally two sides of the same coin. When I first seen that obsession, all I could think was, dang, this dude is real life that freak ass Blue Jay. The difference between the two really only being that Mordecai didn't have to force his way into being with Margaret. But what they have in
So how are they... that's kind of the whole point of Bear, is that he forced his way and he's a loser.
common in their base forms of self is the incapability to not fumble to save their lives. Mordecai himself has had some of the best and easiest opportunities with Margaret, but chose to pass them up because he thought she was bigger than the program. The earliest important case is when Rigby stepped in to show him how easy it would be to ask her on a date. So easy that Rigby
Oh, I see.
little musty chud ass was able to get one with her himself. And this is like season 1 Rigby. If the worst form of Rigby can bag, then Mordecai, dude. You literally have no excuse. Say you swear. At some point, he gets to be alone with Margaret and finally get some action,
Is this the friend zone clip?
leading to a kiss. Just for him to fumble that too, and her pulling away, all because his breath stunk.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to think of every time I've kissed a girl. My breath is probably stank. Well, because I've just always been drinking. I've never had a sober kiss. Let's not talk about that.
He panicking trying to leave the car, man. He's such a loser. Margaret moves away, and this man goes through the
Bro, you just gotta say, oh really? If you got a piece of gum, my bad. I just went for food before this. Okay, don't listen to me, I'm useless.
deepest depression of his life because of it. Honestly, I can't slander this for real. This is realistic. I don't like being a hypocrite. Later on, meet CJ, who we all know was by far a better partner for him. They had more chemistry, and she was just a cooler girl than Margaret, bro. She wasn't strolling around with a new man every month. CJ was not for the streets. But of course, as soon as Margaret came back, Mordecai fumbles this golden relationship, cheating on CJ at the Christmas party. Even after this, bro was given another chance to make things right. But instead of being a good guy and recognizing how much CJ is worth, he decides to confess that he's unsure who his soulmate was.
Oh my.
Not in private, but in front of the entire audience at Muscle Man's and Starla's wedding. This ain't your day, bro. This is not about you. Go sit down. Muscle Man, ugly ass got his bit. So where's mine? Shoot, it can be any one of y'all. Basically, CJ, I don't want you no more. Margaret, can I please fuck?
Really,
understandably so. CJ is livid. And Mordecai has to live with this after making one of his stupidest decisions ever. To add salt to the wound, he thought to do this after Muscle Man's dead dad letter was read off to the audience. The letter he wrote for his son for this very
Okay, yeah, this might... No, it can't annoy me more than Obsession, but Jesus Christ, this would be a tough watch. I can't watch things that are a tough watch. Like, even though there's... That's why, don't get me wrong, Dexter was great, but Dexter just made me feel anxious. And, there wasn't tough watches, but it just didn't make me feel good to be anxious over a show. I don't want to get to the end of my day and be watching a film and be like, oh, nah, and then, like, be pausing it and hiding behind, like, oh... Why do you want to do that to yourself?
special, specific day itself. Aside from fumbling though, Mordecai's a bad homie in general. Like time and time again, throughout the show, you just see him pretty much treat Rigby like mush. The entire group was basically calling Rigby worthless. And instead of backing him up when Rigby needs it, he just goes along with it. He agreed. Even though every other day, Rigby is sliding in to help Mordecai with favors. From do me a solid to when he had to go to Dumptown, I won't act like he a saint, but on the average day, Rigby is still a better homie than Mordecai to me. That's it for this video, but yeah, you're just 3 people
Yeah, okay, well...
who just suck. They're all complete losers. If you think one of these niggas are not a loser, then I know what you are. Don't piss me off. Let me stop screaming at you. They all suck. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Comment other losers you've seen that I don't know about or I didn't mention. But until then, just try to enjoy life. And like I always remind you guys, God loves you.
Wicked. Okay. That was a good video. I just didn't really understand the last 2 characters because I've never watched the show. But that's my mistake because I didn't... Well, I'm not going to pre-watch a video, but I should have maybe just checked it. I don't care. Bear's a fucking loser and it made me horrible. And I don't want to think about it. I forgot about Obsession right until I just never saw the movie, but Bear deserves all the hate. Mate, I'm extremely jealous. Right after that dinner date where he proceeds to lay with her after finding out it's real. Yeah, he deserves everything bad. Yeah, no, I don't think no one came out of that movie feeling bad for Bear. I think you would kind of just... It was scary, but I was still hoping Nikki was going to fuck him up the whole time. If I remember correctly, Nikki, the real one, saw Bear as a brother, which wasn't just told to Bear by Ian, but also to Bear from Nikki herself while she was under the willow through the Hansel and Gretel Bear. Oh, the one about, like, incest with the cousin. That makes sense. Because, like, he's cheating her, but then she feels like he's more of a brotherly relationship, and then he's... We need to move on. We need to move on. W fucking just Lateef. That was a good video. Subscribe. I'm gonna watch Who Is Our Universe Anchor Being next, actually. Alright, in a bizzle.